What's going on, everybody? This is the kid DC Wrestling back at it again with another video. Before I get into this review, I have to explain some things. I apologize for not doing a Friday night SmackDown review. Unfortunately, on that night, we had two graduation parties that my family and I went to. And by the time we got back home after the second party, SmackDown was just over. So there was really no point of reviewing it. Because also at this point, I was just tired and I just didn't feel like going back and watching 2 hours, and then, reviewing the show. So I was just like, screw it. I'll just leave it like it is. I actually watched Army of the Dead with Dave Bautista. Yeah, it's okay for what it was worth. The CGI wasn't that good, but it was a decent movie to say the least. But, yeah, man. So that's why I've been out. But it's never fear because I am back. I also wanted to let you guys know that I'm officially doing Raw reviews now. And the reason why I haven't been doing like Raw reviews lately, like the last Raw review I did was like back in April during WrestleMania week, because I have been in school. Yes, I am in school, guys. And, my school schedule has just been hectic to the point where I just couldn't do Raw reviews anymore. Like, doing the Raw reviews as late as they are affected like my sleep cycle, and I need to get like at least a good like 6-7 hours of sleep because I got to be in school the next morning. But now that school is over, now I'm done with school for the summer, I can finally go back to doing Raw reviews. And I know a lot of you are like, well, why are you so, you really shouldn't do reviews because the shows suck. But, I want to give at least a little bit of positivity to the show. And, plus, I love making reviews, love making videos, and, just a great way to spread my content out. Anyways, to describe this Raw in a way, I thought this Raw it was pretty good to say the least. The only real problem with this show is that, again, the matches are just, we've seen them. Like, we had a really good match with Asuka and Charlotte, but the thing is, we've seen that match already. Like, we didn't need to see it again. Anyways, we saw the MVP coming out. He's talking about McIntyre. He's talking about Kofi Kingston. This is where Kofi Kingston and, Drew McIntyre come out, and they're still talking about how, I deserve to be the next challenger for the WWE champ. And then Adam Pearce comes out and he announces a match for Kofi Kingston versus Drew McIntyre. Winner faces Bobby Lashley at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. And again, this was a really good match between both men. I think the last time Kofi and Drew fought each other was it was many, many years ago, I believe. So, but nonetheless, this was a really good match. Double DQ though, so they did announce later on in the show they are going to face next week. In my personal opinion, I think it's going to be a triple threat match. Kofi versus Drew versus Lashley. Now, as far as this whole Kofi Mania 2 goes, and even if they don't do a triple threat, it's going to be Lashley and McIntyre. But as far as this Kofi Mania 2 goes, I honestly do not think Kofi is going to have his little moment again. And the reason why I say that is because if we go back, Kofi wasn't even originally supposed to be in that spot. It was supposed to be Ali. Ali unfortunately got injured and Kofi was just there for the moment. But, as far as this goes, I don't see Kofi getting another title opportunity or main event. I don't see that happening. I think Kofi's just going to remain in the mid card for what it's worth. But again, as far as what I'm concerned, this was a great match, and I'm interested to see what's going to happen next week. We had the Beat the Clock challenge, Rhea Ripley versus Nikki Cross. Now, Rhea Ripley, I don't know if she was smoking crack or dope with Matt Riddle tonight, because my God, Rhea was just beating the hell out of Nikki, and then all of a sudden, Nikki wins, and then Rhea, I don't think not one time did she look at the clock and realize, oh shit, I got to beat Nikki Cross in 2 minutes. But hey, good to see Nikki Cross on TV. Nikki Cross hasn't really been seen that much often, so it's really good to see Nikki Cross back. And that's really much all I have to say about that. Like I said, we had a great match between Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. Obviously, two great women of their kind. You know, every time they step in the ring, they've always had a great match. Like, I can't remember the last time like they stepped in the ring together and had a bad match. That's how great chemistry those two girls have. But again, the problem, and this is one of the main problems with Monday Night Raw, is that we're seeing the same damn match over and over again. Charlotte and Asuka was a great match, but it didn't really have to happen because we've seen it already. What you could have done, you could have gave that really great match to someone like Nikki Cross versus Rhea Ripley, which would have, gotten Nikki Cross a little bit of shine. But I don't know. Great match, just great. It's just, yeah. Charlotte gets the win, and Charlotte will be facing Rhea Ripley at Hell in a Cell for the Raw Women's Championship. Shelton Benjamin versus Cedric Alexander. Now, obviously, this was the big thing. Cedric coming out talking about how, oh, Shelton, we weren't kicked out of her business. You were, just basically calling Shelton Benjamin the weak link here. Kind of like the story, what they did here. Again, with, Cedric calling Shelton Benjamin like old, washed up, like Shelton, like you're nothing anymore, like you're weak, stuff like that. So again, as far as this match goes, I thought this matchup was pretty good for what it was worth. Cedric gets the win there, which was pretty cool to see. I think Shelton is slowly turning into a face now, which is pretty cool because Shelton was really good back in the days as a baby face. And who knows, man, maybe this could be something good for him and Cedric as well. Okay, so the next match we had Riddle versus Xavier Woods. I find it quite funny that Riddle used the RKO as a way to end the match, signifying his tag team with RKO. And, since I'm doing Raw reviews now, I might as well say it. I love RK Bro. What I love about RK Bro is that it's new, it's fresh, it's organic. You have two different personalities, and it's just like really dope to see. So I'm really loving this RK Bro, I should say. Keep it up, man, because this is quickly becoming one of the best things about Raw, low key. AJ Styles versus Jackson Riker. This is just a way to build up Jackson Riker getting the win. Again, this was his way of building him and Elias up. It seems like they're going to be the next challengers for AJ and Omos, probably most likely at Hell in a Cell with the way things are heading. We got a United States Championship match. Well, it wasn't a championship match, non-title match. Sheamus versus Humberto Carlito. Good to see Humberto Carlito back after that scary little injury he had about maybe 2 weeks ago. So it's good to see him back. It's okay for what it's worth. Sheamus gets the win here. I think Sheamus is going to keep the U.S. title over the summer, and I think he's going to probably lose it to Keith Lee at SummerSlam. And speaking of Keith Lee, there have been rumors saying that Keith Lee got released. I don't think Keith Lee got released, guys, but hopefully whatever's going on with Keith Lee, hopefully he's strong. I'm a fan of Keith Lee. I love what he does. I think WWE wants to do something big with Keith Lee, but they can't because it's just, that there's nothing, for him right now. Hopefully with crowds back, because Keith Lee was massively over with crowds, man. Like, he was over, especially like Survivor Series and Royal Rumble, to be in fact. So he's over, man. It's just like they gotta, hope to see him back, man. But, again, I hope he's doing well for himself. Anyways, we had the tag team title match player, Nia and Shayna Baszler. Nia, Tamina Snuka. Very predictable in my opinion. It is what it is. There's really nothing else I can say about it. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, that has been my Raw review. Like I said, I'm going to be doing, more Raw reviews over the summer now that I'm officially out of school now for the summer. So this is really cool to see. Tomorrow, tune in for my AEW Double or Nothing predictions. Also, tune in this week. Also, I'm going to be doing a collab with Almighty CR21. We hit each other up. He asked me if he wanted to do a collab. So be on the lookout for that in the future. Subscribe to the channel. And again, this has been the Kid DC Wrestling. And so, yeah.